I wouldn't be so sure if some of you have noticed that over the past videos that I've made, I tend to have this sort of really sad, dampened, and disheartened or low-spirited mood that I have. And for one, first of all, rather, I would really like to apologize. I didn't really mean to come across that way, right? Across, what am I saying? I didn't mean to really, portray that, right? Although, yes, I admittedly, this has just been a rough couple of weeks, right? Yes, as human as we are, we do tend to feel sadness and anxiety a lot of times, right? Even more so, and I think that sort of, of course, I believe that feeling is natural, right? And yeah, I guess that's the the whole case that I wanted to come across. But with all those negativity and that saddening moments that I have, I always come back to reading this manga, right? The 100 Girlfriends. I really love you as my comfort zone, as a place where I can unwind, relax, and have this place where I can really express a lot of things and just feel so happy upon reading this beautiful manga, right? And today I wanted to, just go over. Tell me, Rindo, how can such a simple fictional Japanese story, right, with simple characters, amazingly simple characters, fictional characters for that matter, how can it save you, right? How can it really make you happy and just give you so much, well, life, right? And in my opinion, right, in most cases I would perceive, or most people would perceive, right, forms of entertainment, literary pieces for instance, that intend to make the readers or audiences evoke emotion, right, have a sense of emotion and drama and feeling, personal connection, right? They wanted to build a connection to that particular piece, perhaps also give them inspiration and determination to help them face the adversities of life. And in the case of the 100 Girlfriends, I really love you, and many other mediums as well, that's the case, right? From this manga, I was able to just feel a lot of, for one, I took a lot of good lessons from it, right? I've also explained in a couple of my videos as well of the lessons that you can really, that I've learned as well from this manga, and I've really enjoyed it as well. It's sort of like information entertainment in a way, but mostly it's just really entertainment, right? A love comedy harem series where heroines do not lose. And within this amazing story, right, one character really stands out. Sorry, I'm sorry that came out really wrong, right? Because this is a manga where all of the heroines are great. That's an irrefutable fact, and I've even made a video talking about how much I really love all of the girlfriends, right? But among all of them, one of the characters, right, just is someone that I really favored more so than just the rest, right? And that is none other than Momoha. So I just wanna flex a bit on this button pin that I made. Look how cool it is. I've designed it myself. It's based on the merchandise design from the official Hyakuno merch, but instead of a small Rentaro plushie, it's a Momoha holding a sake bottle, and I think that's pretty cute. So going back to Momoha, she is a character from this manga series that appears later on in the 13th volume of the manga, right? So despite her appearing very later on, right, in the series, she has become such a tremendous, well, I guess, part of my life and identity, right, in a sense, because of how much this character happens to hit the nail to really connect with me, right, at such many different levels that I've never would have expected from any other character, let alone a waifu character, right? Momoha is a character where I draw a lot of inspiration, and I guess inspiration from life and towards, and just seeing her in action in this story just gives me full of life and makes me really enjoy the story even more so as well, right? And the same goes for the other characters as well. Now, mind you, family, all of these characters in this amazing story are really wonderful people. They're amazing characters that I really genuinely do love each and every one of them. They all have such amazing qualities that are so charismatic. Another thing that I also wanted to address right beforehand, right, is the fact that, this is a manga, as I've said, a manga where heroines do not lose, right? And all of the heroines from the Hyakuno community, the family members of this harem, right? The family, everyone is equally loved by the fans. Well, kind of depends as well from people to people, but overall we all agree that all of these characters are amazing characters, right? um, but just because I favor one character, which is Momoha, more frequently than other characters, right? Th- that doesn't mean that I do not favor the others as much. That's not the case at all. I just really, find Momoha to be this character that I just really like. Same with all of them, right? You could argue that, hey, Rindo, why can't you just make merch then of the other characters? Honestly, that would take quite some time, a lot of time, and a lot of money as well. And so my thought process is that, hey, just focusing on Momoha, right? That would be a bit better or easier, at least on my wallet, because either way I still make fan arts, right? On my Twitter X platform, formerly known as Twitter. I make fan arts of other girlfriends there as well. I've even commissioned stickers, right, of the of two other girls, of Hakari and of Iku, right? And of course Momoha, two Momoha stickers. You know what, fam? At the end of the day, just love the characters who make you feel happy. Just do whatever you want to either show your appreciation for the character, right? Or to draw a lot of fan arts of the character to fuel your happy meter even more, right? Because part of the reason why I also draw a lot of Momoha fan art is to not only practice my digital drawing and art skills, right? To get a good understanding on how a Momoha would be drawn, right? Especially on Nozowa Sensei's, the illustrator of this manga. Nozowa Sensei's amazing art style. I also wanted to try to, not replicate, but also take inspiration from that style, right? So I'm also wanted to see how far I can go with drawing that. But also, it's nice to see your character, especially a character that you love so much, be drawn or animated, right? I also make GIFs, animated in different ways aside from what's in the original source material, right? And with the case as well, with talking about how I feel so, low spirited in some of my videos, it makes me also, going back or reflecting on that whole experience, it makes me feel sad to know that I look so low spirited when talking about a manga that I really love, I'm really passionate about. And yeah, moving on, I will try to go back to my happy self, right? But of course I won't push it. This is a sort of process, right? It takes time. Let me brew. Although some would say let me cook, I would say let me brew. I just, with Momoha's character, one thing that I really love about how she sort of quote unquote saves me, and of course this manga, the story, and every other girl as well, how all of these characters save me, as like how they saved the Rentaro, right, in that chapter. I can wrap it up into, well, three things, and these are the three factors of what made me constitute Momoha as a quote-unquote favorite waifu, so to speak, right? First off is the personality, right? Whenever I see a character, I always really love their personalities, right? I'm always intrigued by the personality that they have. Either they can be so cute that that you want to protect them, they can be so badass that you want to follow them and just be like their right hand man or something, right? And just just admire their badassery. They're also mature. You feel like you wanted to just lay down on their lap, right, and just be head patted by them, and just feel that sense of security, so to speak, right? So on and so forth. They can also be fun and energetic and really entertaining as well, Another part is the character designing, right? Now, this is the first instance, in my opinion, of which makes me captivated, or gives me a hint of interest to the character in the first place. Aside from the overall physical appearance of the character, I'm talking about the sort of, I guess the build and the hair color, eye color and the the hairstyle rather that they have, right? I always take that into consideration as well, because preferences is preferences, fam, right? Everyone has them, right? And aside from the hairstyle, of course, I also take a look at their outfit design. The outfit design, in my opinion, is one thing that really makes the character stand out as much, aside from just their hairstyle, right? Or a hair color scheme for that matter. And speaking of color scheme, the color scheme fitting with the outfit's design as well, both of them correlating together to create something beautiful, imaginative, and very alluring and attractive, right? I think that's a good charm, a good quality for characters to have, right? And so on and so forth. Good character designs, in my opinion, is just awesome to make, because they also give me inspiration to also take on other for me to sort of create my own understanding and to create my own sort of unique art style of a character design that I really love, right? Finally, there is the personal connection, right? Specifically towards the morals and values of the character that are quite similar to my own, or these are certain morals and values of which I wanted to achieve and follow, right? And with Momoha's character, she hits the nail on all three of them, right? But not at the same time, right? There's a certain order to this, I suppose. I've made a video talking about how Momoha is my spirit animal, right? And I wanted to also acknowledge that most of the time, or a lot of these characters in this manga series, are characters of which some of them you'd fall in love instantly with the character, and some of them takes time for you to really love and appreciate them, right? And that's really the case, you know, there's nothing wrong with that at all. In fact, love takes time, family. Falling in love in first sight, yes, that is true. In fact, that's the entire sort of premise of this manga as well, where the characters, the girlfriends rather, the soulmate partners, would fall in love instantly or get interested immediately with Rentaro. But as the chapter, or the debut chapter, moves on, and as the series moves on and the series progresses, the characters, the girlfriends, the family, and Rentaro, the more they interact with each other and one another, the more they can develop an even stronger love and bond with not only Rentaro but to other members of the family as well. And we see that sort of love being shown and displayed a lot of times in a lot of the family activities chapter, right? In short, Momoha is a character who is very viceful, right? She loves to gamble, she loves to drink, like me, right? And she has a lot of these qualities that are just that you wouldn't expect from a high school ethics teacher for that matter. But somehow we get to know later on that she is someone who's very rich and at heart, right? She is someone who's very considerate to other people, and she's very especially grateful and shows a good amount of gratitude towards her parents, right? Because she sends most of her allowances, her paycheck, right, to either her parents or to fund other activities as well. Not activities, but rather like with Momoha's gardening club, right? Because Yamame's gardening club, because Momoha happens to also be the gardening club's advisor. So when, for instance, in the time when Yamame broke her shovels, Momoha used her own money to buy brand new shovels, right? And since all of her monies would be heading on to her parents, right? She's left with essentially, nothing. Well, there is something, right? But essentially almost broke, right, so to speak. She lives in a tent in the school garden, for Pete's sake. And it's those qualities of Momoha that really made me personally connected with her. The fact that she loves to drink, the fact that she's so full of vice, as I am as well, admittedly, right? I have a lot of things that, that make me not seem as a quote-unquote genuine or good guy, so to speak, or a decent guy for that matter, right? She also happens to rock that sort of sleeveless shirt, right? And also hoodie, jogging pants. They are comfortable to wear even at home and even here in the Philippines, right? Although, yeah, at times when you go out, it's better to wear shorts if it's really hot. But at times, jogging pants and tracksuit or hoodie or suit or jacket for that matter, it could work. I also love the fact that she has a fang. I find that to be really cute. Cute little little this detail to her design, to her color, to the color scheme of her hair and her hairstyle. I love it so much as well. And the fact that she exhibits this display of gratitude, right, and ethics. I really love ethics as a subject, and that really hits it even further. But the way that she delivers gratitude and shows her, her attention to detail is something that I really appreciate. It's also something that I wish to achieve, right, to show that level of gratitude towards my own parents and everyone, my relatives, my friends who have helped me so much in my life. And just to to give back to them, it's something that I really hope to wish I could do, right? I think it's almost been a year already since Momoha's debut. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? But yeah, in this entire year of seeing this character in action, I just feel so happy and I just really love it. Is it an addiction or obsession? I don't know. So in conclusion, really, these characters and this story and other elements as well that can bring you happiness and joy and bring a smile to your face in general. Treasure them, count your blessings, and always remember that there's always someone out there who would have the same interests as you, right? Believe me, that is a lesson that I've learned in the past couple of months or so, right? And it makes me happy to know that indeed there are people who share the same love and passion as I do, and I'm really happy to be supported by these amazing people as well. And that being said, take care, family.